Good morning. Your objective here is you want to be able to identify the intervals of increasing or decreasing in a quadratic function. So one way to think about this is exactly like a roller coaster. Here I kind of have a picture of one, and you can maybe see how it looks almost like a quadratic function. It follows the same pattern. So I want to ask yourself, if this function were a roller coaster, would the rider be going up as increasing or going down as decreasing? Right? If you can picture yourself on a roller coaster, would you at that moment be increasing going up or decreasing going down? Ever been on a roller coaster? You know, it's a bunch of up and downs and left and rights, and that's what makes it fun. So we're going to kind of think about that as we look at these functions here. Here's an example of a quadratic function that we would see. It has a vertex at 3, 2. We want to know, when does the function start increasing and where does the function stop increasing? So since it goes all the way down here to negative infinity, the function actually starts increasing at negative infinity. So way, if I follow this all the way out to the left here, all the way out to negative infinity, that's when it would start increasing. So it'd start increasing at negative infinity. When does it stop increasing? Well, as it keeps on going from the bottom left all the way up, it stops here. Now, how would I communicate that? Would I use 3, 2? Would I just use a 3? Would I just use a 2? And what we're actually going to be doing is we're going to look at the x values. So I'm going to kind of ignore this 2 here for a second. It doesn't actually matter to us right now. It matters for other reasons like vertex and range, but not when we care about the interval. So what we're going to do is we're going to say it stops at 3. We're looking at the x values. The x value is kind of the one that we have control over. So we're going to be looking at the x values. Now, you may remember with domain and range, we used parentheses and brackets. The reason why we use a parentheses is to not include a number, and the reason why we use a bracket is to include a number. So when I look at the area or the interval of increasing, I'm going to say it starts at negative infinity. We use the parentheses with negative infinity and positive infinity because they're not numbers, so we can't include them, right? Brackets only work for included numbers, and we can't include negative infinity. It's not actually a number. I'm going to say it goes from negative infinity, and then I'm going to say it goes to 3. Now, when we did domain and range, I told you to use brackets for any time you see a number. But think about it. If you've ever been on a roller coaster, you know, if this is you going up on the roller coaster, once you get to here, you stop increasing, and then you go down. So at this point, you are no longer increasing and you are no longer decreasing. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a parentheses here. I mentioned when we did domain and range that you could kind of think of this as a start and then end type of deal. This is pretty much the exact way to look about it. Think about it like a roller coaster. So that is the interval of increasing. The interval of decreasing would be pretty much the exact same thing, but we would start at 3 and then go to infinity.